All right, today we're going to demystify one of the most powerful tools in all of tech, the Linux command line. We're going to get our hands dirty with the absolute essential commands that you just have to know. So, why should you even care about the command line? Well, you've got to wrap your head around this one huge fact. Most of the internet, yeah, from the servers that host your favorite sites to the cloud that runs all our apps, it's all running on Linux. It's the engine under the hood of, well, everything. And the way you actually talk to that engine, the way you really grab the steering wheel, is through the command line. It's your direct line in. It lets you fix problems, automate things, and build some pretty amazing stuff. So, how do you get started? That's exactly what we're here to figure out. We're going to do this step by step, building up as we go. We'll start with just the basics, how to find your way around. Then we'll get into creating and managing files. After that, I'm going to show you the single most important skill, how to teach yourself. Then we'll zoom out, look at the bigger toolkit, and finally, we'll put it all together with a real-world example. Let's jump in. Okay, first things first, you gotta learn how to move around. The best way to picture the Linux file system is like a giant digital building with tons of rooms and hallways. These first few commands, they're your map and your feet. So the very first question you should always ask is, where am I right now? The pwd command, which stands for Print Working Directory, is basically the You Are Here sticker on that digital map. It tells you your exact location. It's simple, but trust me, it's absolutely essential. Okay, so you know what room you're in. Now what's in the room with you? That's where the ls command comes in. It stands for list, and it just shows you all the files and all the folders in your current spot. Think of it like flipping on the light switch to see what's around you. And of course, you need a way to actually move from room to room. For that, you use cd, which is short for Change Directory. This is how you walk down the hall and into a new office. You just type cd, tell it which directory you want to go to, and bam, you're there. So here's how these pieces fit together in a nice little rhythm. First, you use pwd to check where you are. Then you use ls to see what's in there. You spot a folder you want to check out, say Documents, so you type cd Documents to go inside. And to get back out, you just type cd ... That's cd space ... That ... is just a handy shortcut for go up one level. With just these three commands, you can now explore the whole file system. All right, so you're not just a visitor anymore. You know how to navigate. Now it's time to become a builder. Let's actually start making and managing our own files and folders. And check this out. This little workflow uses what we already know and adds a couple new tricks. First, we use mkdir to make a directory. Let's call it My Project. Then we use our good friend cd to move right into it. Now for a new one, touch. This command just creates an empty file for us. And finally, how do we confirm it's there? We just use ls again. See? It's a complete logical loop. Of course, once you have files, you need to manage them. The cp command is for copy. Here, we're making a duplicate of app.log and calling it backup.log. Now, the mv command is for move. You can use it to move a file or, as you see here, to just rename it. The easiest way to remember it? cp is like copy-paste, and mv is like cut-paste. And sometimes you just need to clean up. The rm command is for remove, but I have to give you a really big warning here. On the command line, there is no trash can. There's no undo. When you use rm, that file is gone for good. So you always want to double check before you hit enter on that one. Pay attention because what we're about to cover might be the single most important part of this whole explainer. Look, I can't possibly teach you every single Linux command. There are thousands. But what I can do is teach you how to learn any command you ever need, all by yourself, right from the terminal. And the secret weapon for this is the man command. It's short for manual. If you're ever confused about how a command works, you just type man followed by the command's name. This is your built-in teacher. Getting comfortable with man is the fastest way to become truly independent on the command line. And this is pretty much what you'll see. When you type man ls, you get this nice, structured breakdown. It tells you the name of the command, the synopsis, which is like the recipe for how to use it, and a description of what it actually does. All the answers you need are right there, waiting for you. Okay, so you can navigate, you can create files, and you even know how to teach yourself new things. That's fantastic. But with so many commands out there, how do you keep them all straight in your head? Well, it helps to think of them like a toolkit, where each tool is grouped by what it does. Let's just do a quick flyby. For system monitoring, checking up on your computer's health, You've got commands like top. For networking, to see if you can reach another computer, you've got tools like ping. For permissions, which is all about security and who can do what, chmod and sudo are your go-tos. And for installing new software, you'll use a package manager like apt or yum. It's like having different drawers in your toolbox for different kinds of jobs. And now for the really fun part. Let's combine a few of these simple commands to do something that's actually really powerful and solves a real problem. So here's the scenario. We want to watch a log file as it's being written and see if the word error pops up. First, we use the command tail-f. This gives us a live stream of a file. Then comes the magic part. This vertical bar right here is called a pipe. Think of it as a literal pipe that connects two commands. It takes everything coming out of the first command and funnels it straight into the second one. So we're piping our live stream into our final command, grep, which is basically a search filter. We're telling it to only show us the lines that contain our keyword, error. And just like that, in one single line, you've built a real-time error monitor. Now, this isn't just a party trick. It's a fundamental task that pros in system administration and DevOps do every single day to keep our apps and servers running. It perfectly shows off the whole philosophy of Linux. Combine small, simple tools to build incredibly powerful solutions. So we've gone all the way from just finding our way around to creating, managing, and even combining commands to solve real problems. You now have the fundamental keys to the Linux command line. The only question left is, what will you build with them?